Welcome back, y'all, to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast about hip hop, entertainment, dating, sex, relationships, and social issues from a sometimes ratchet, because you know how we do, but mostly woke perspective. So listen and subscribe to That's What I'm Saying. We're on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Spotify, Pandora. Also, watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show on Island TV. We got new episodes, y'all, coming soon. Follow us on Instagram at TwizPod. So I'm Sean.
And I'm Shatara.
Hey, Shatara. Hey, my sister. How you doing?
Hey, sister. I'm great. How are you, sister?
I was telling you that there's this like neighborhood app that I'm on, and it's basically everybody in the neighborhood. But I mean, these people got so much time on their hands and so much time to write. Oh my gosh. So I just use it for the pure entertainment. It is funny to me because these people go in about these ducks. The wildlife here is real serious. So there was this mother duck with her ducklings, people was kind of taking care of her and, watching her or whatever. Anyway, some of her ducks, every day was like a duck missing. So, we got predators out here. It's the natural order of things. People was going in. So somebody gets on and was like, oh, this mother duckling, she cares for her children, her ducklings just as much as we care for our own children. And of course, there had to be a Karen who chimed in and she was like, did the duck tell you that? Did the mother duck tell you that she loves her ducklings as much as we love our children?
Did she tell you that?
I was weak. I'm like, these people. But what I didn't show you, because I shot the whole conversation to you, but I didn't show you how they went in on Karen for saying that. Like,
what?
Karen did not go free. It was a whole new day for Karen. They ripped her a whole new asshole for that. Like, what are you talking about? The love of a duck. What's the difference? Like, oh my God.
Look, if you put that much behind black people unarmed getting killed every day, boys at that, then I promise you things would get done a lot more. Use your privilege in another
no
way.
laughing matter. That's so true.
That's for real. Like if you put that same
energy.
energy, but guess what? When you told me they were going back and forth about ducks, I was like, no, you're just kidding, right? When you sent me the initial screenshot, I was like, oh shit.
No, they were serious. Like, no, they take up collections for, like, if there's like a lost duck or something, a duckling, they'll take up a feather collection, like feather duster collection, so they can make a fake mother duck until the rescue comes. It's serious. It's serious over here. I mean, these people.
Let me tell you, that is a good privileged life to have to. I'm not even gonna say to have time to do that shit, but to make time to do stuff like that. Like I'm all about the PETA movement. You go right on ahead with your bad self, but that right there, I didn't believe you up until the minute. Like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, all right. When you sent the screenshot of the neighborhood watch talk, I was like, oh shit. And Karen really said that. The name was really Karen. Like, yeah, did she really? Yeah. Did the duck tell you this?
Man, they did not let Karen go. Like, what?
How dare you? How dare you sass me, Karen? Says who? Says Karen.
I'm telling you, it's pure entertainment. It's like so pure. I just get on there for the laughs. Like, these people go in. Ooh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to ask. I'm sorry. That was so funny. Oh God.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So anyway, what are we calling this episode?
Oh, this episode is called "Hot in Herre." Not hot in here, hot in her. So hot in her. Drop the beat. Yep. Yes. And I'm going to take you just right to the ratchet off of that. How about that?
Let's go.
So Nelly is set to receive the I Am Hip Hop Award at the 2021 BET Hip Hop Honors. And that just threw me for a minute because I was like, who? Nelly? Like, I Am Hip Hop? and then wait, somebody checked me and was like, yo, Nelly had mad hits. I was like, what? So all I could think of was it's getting hot in her. So and
he did that country album. Remember that?
Down, down, baby.
Not even that one. He did one with I don't know, one of them country singers, music singers.
Yes. With Miley Cyrus's father, right?
Oh, Billy Ray?
Yeah, didn't he do a song with him?
You tell me.
And he was singing. Wait, no. The best song, I will say this. The best song Nelly had that I liked his little verse was in the "You Nasty Boy, You Nasty," and it was the remix. And then a nasty girl, nasty girl.
Oh yeah, see, Nelly had hits. Nelly actually had
turn the sheets. Turn me, turn the sheets. You get on me, turn on the sheets. He's a James Brown rapper. Then get on me, turn on the sheets.
But you gotta admit, like Nelly, his music, it wasn't like drug dealing and on some other shit. Like it was like happy music. He,
It was
Air
I
Force
don't
Ones and apple bottom jeans, and I
I don't
mean,
gotta listen, I don't gotta admit shit but Nelly could get it. That's it. That's all. Outside of that, I can't tell y'all nothing. All right, he's a little cutie pie. Yeah, I like the silver teeth, the gold teeth, the straight teeth. I like it all. And
silver
he's
teeth, gold
and
teeth.
he's and he's little, but when he was
Yeah,
apparently he came
yeah.
to the stage and gave Ashanti a hug during the verses with Fat Joe
Oh,
and
I always
what's
thought
his
they were
name?
so cute together.
They were cute, but apparently he's wild. Like he's out there, he's for the streets. He's giving out that community D,
Mm.
and I heard it's good. So anyway, um,
Really? You got the Carfax on it?
girl. Rumor has it, ooh, that one rumor will get around. If it's good, if it's
Yep,
bad,
that's a main one, right? That's the one.
that
You
shit
ain't
will
gotta
make it to
worry.
a
You
crown.
ain't gotta really fact check it. Once that's out,
No,
it's
once
pretty
that's out,
much.
it's good. Let me tell you, and I'm common folk. So for something like that to get to me, you get what I'm saying? I'm a wildling out here in these Game of Thrones streets. You know nothing, Jon Snow. That's who I am. So I'm for something like that to get to me, it just means that it is a Carfax.
The big
And
facts.
and yeah, pretty much I'm dick fact. And just like the same way dudes talk about, if a coochie
Hmm.
stink or if it's good, that gets around too. That's barbershop talk. Dudes will, if you are on that list of her coochie stink, you call me a freak all day, sir. But the one thing we don't want going around is that coochie stink. That is the worst rumor you could put on.
It
Ooh.
sure is. You'll never live that one
And
down.
dudes will tell that. You'd be like, oh my God, she did what? Yo, man. You'd be like, oh my God. Small dick gets around. Coochie stink get around. Big dick get around. Good coochie get around. Like those rumors do. No, people kiss and tell all the time. People do
It's
not keep
true.
shit to themselves. Anyway,
Oh man.
so back to Nelly. So
Uh-huh.
it is ratchet, right? This is the moment. Don't worry, I'm gonna clean it up good.
True. True.
So I had to look back to see who else got a hip hop honor award because I think hip hop, I think Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas, no offense. And they said 2016 Snoop Dogg got an award. So I was like, okay,
Hmm.
okay, I'll take it. 2018 Little Wayne got it.
Hmm.
2019 Little Kim got it, and 2020 recently Master P got it. So I thought,
Okay.
okay, so all right, I just kind of was like, okay, Master P, like hip hop, okay. I just said, okay, as I eat his chips and ramen noodles, okay,
Yeah. There you go. I mean, I
all
get
right,
it.
Lil
I am
Kim,
hip hop
okay.
award. I like it. I think Nelly deserves it.
I want to see. Yeah, he looks like he smells good. Anyway,
Mhm.
moving on. So then we have Kim Kardashian's attorney. He denies what is he? Whack 100 claims about an unreleased sex tape. So like basically he was trying to say that there's more to the sex tape with her and like Ray J. Like he has more sex tapes
Well,
that will
that
potentially
was
come out.
wasn't it? It was Ray J's
Whack 100.
manager, Whack 100, who
Yes.
said, yeah, there was
I got
another
more.
sex tape.
He was like, "Yo, son, I got a whole trilogy." And it
All I can
was
say is, for the love of Ray J, man, goodness.
Well, guess what? That first tape, I saw it. I had a bootleg man at
We
the
all
job.
saw it. Hello.
I had a watch party at my
Hello.
house. I had a watch party. That was so long ago. And Ray J is serving. He was a good time. Kim,
Hmm.
whatever. But it's a shame that she was the one who had the lift off from there and he didn't. So
It
if
helped
there
his
wasn't
career though, in some ways. For the love of Ray J.
hell yeah. But guess what? Off of this, he no now right now he's like, I'm a father now. Like, don't come with no shit. Like,
Yeah, he
like
ain't
don't
trying
do
to
it.
hear all of this.
I don't do it. And I have daughters, like, and I respect that. Like, yeah, that's true. Like,
20 years later.
20 years
Yeah.
later, we made our money, we're done, leave us alone. But if there was something that came out and let's say it wasn't him and Kim, and somebody's like, hey, Shatara, you want to see it? I probably would say press play.
Of course.
I'm not kind of like when people say, would you want to bite the sandwich? And you're like, I don't really like salami, but all right, let me take a
Mhm.
bite. I would probably say press play, and I probably
Yeah,
close one eye
I'm
and open
always
the other.
I'm watching it, both eyes, like, hello, hello.
I'm here for it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
Ray J, he was packing. That part I do remember.
yeah. Hmm. Of
Remember
course
that?
you do. I'm telling you, you
See
never
what I'm
forget
saying?
those facts,
Then
those
then
car
then
facts.
after that, you heard that him and Whitney Houston had a thing, and I was like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
I just nodded my head like, yeah, it makes sense.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Ray J know what he's working with.
Yep,
Yeah, when you know
yep.
what you're working with, it's a different type of. You
No,
can either be
you
arrogant with
utilize
it.
that. That's your asset. It's one of your
Yes,
assets.
yes. Oh, You know what, that's how you got to put it. And that's why when you have some dudes that like have an arrogance about them, and you be like, this motherfucker ain't shit, and you have to figure out like what is
Mhm.
that arrogance about, and then you'd be like,
Mhm.
oh,
Mhm. The
oh,
magic
okay,
stick.
yeah, you got a
Mhm.
tool, and you know what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, this is the truth of it all. The truth of it all. See, we can never really gauge. Like, I got good coochie. Like, there's really, we need a witness. Like, like, right, Jim? Right, John? Right? We need a witness. Men can just be like, yo, like numbers don't lie. That's their fact. Like, damn, damn, he's right. Damn, damn.
Bucking them down. Bucking them
Ugh,
down.
buck them down, buck them down. Hey, that should be our old school jam next time. Anyway,
I know. Yeah.
I'll
All right.
behave. I'll behave.
Okay. Are we still in the ratchet or are we going to the woke?
Listen, I live in Ratchet, so you can. I'm. You want.
Don't get on me because I want to uplift myself and better myself.
Don't be mad at me because I'm staying in my pajamas. Don't
but
hate on me.
but
Don't
I'm
hate
trying
on
to
me.
make it better for me and mine.
Don't look. Don't hate on
So
me because I keep a flask in my business suit.
we call you Auntie Vodka.
Yeah, I've been in this game for years. I know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a classy event. And then I'm like, yeah, 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 whatever. Is the juice gonna be good? Perfect. Put my little flask in this little soup right here.
Okay,
Make it
all
work.
right. Well, let's get to the woke minute though, because we got to be here. So
Okay,
by now
yes.
everybody knows that your favorite crooner R. Kelly has been convicted on
Mm,
all counts of racketeering and sex trafficking.
mm-hmm.
His trial concluded in New York City a couple days ago. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are we surprised? We're not surprised, right?
Mm,
So he was charged with 8 counts of violating the Mann Act and anti-sex trafficking statute, and 1 count of racketeering. This
mm-hmm.
has been a long time coming.
Mm,
What strikes me is the audacity of he's still proclaiming his innocence. After
mm,
all that is said and done. Black lives matter, but most importantly, Black women. This still is a dangerous place for women, a
mm-hmm,
dangerous
mm-hmm,
place for Black women in particular. So,
mm-hmm,
I was listening to R. Kelly's ex-wife Drea, and she gave an interview on Good Morning Britain.
mm-hmm.
Um, and of everything, it was a lot of what she said I could relate to. Being a woman that has gone through certain things with an ex, and she just shared, the bottom line is the saddest thing is she hurts for their kids because they do share 3 children together.
Right.
um she also pointed out that, if his victims were blonde hair, blue eyed, this wouldn't have taken so long. Could not agree more.
Mm,
Women of color just tend to be on the lowest of the low, especially when it comes to domestic violence and sexual abuse. That's fact.
right.
So I was just listening to what she was saying, the difficulty of sharing blood with him and raising these children, and also being a survivor
Mm-hmm,
and an advocate for women.
mm-hmm,
I really related to that. So but she did talk about, her heart being divided in 2 places. She talked about uh his Jekyll and Hyde, which I get it and I understand that.
mm-hmm,
Um, but at the end of the day, it really is about their children, and that's where her hurt lies. And I felt that.
mm-hmm,
Um, but this, I just we laughed and we joked, and we made memes and we did a lot. But
mm-hmm,
this man, and for me, and y'all can say whatever you want, but I
mm-hmm,
have to a certain extent been able to separate the man from his artistry.
mm-hmm,
um do I still listen to R. Kelly music? Yes, I do.
mm-hmm,
I'm not bumping it, religiously, but
mm-hmm,
I still do listen to it because regardless of what happened, this man is iconic, and he has impacted music in such a way that you're not going to forget it one way or the other. So I tend to be not of the class of people who, I'm not listening, and that's my personal choice. I don't know how
right.
you feel about it.
I agree. I've been able to
Mhm.
separate, excuse me, the man from the music as well. Just like I'm still listening to Chris Brown, I was able to separate the man from, like it just, and it goes without saying with a lot of people in entertainment. I think, They all have some shit with
Mhm.
them, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm not justifying any of it. However, when you look at just the talent, so it's like, oh, I heard he did X, Y, and Z, but the movie's doing great. Like, okay, I must say he did a great job in that role. Like, so you have to be able to separate it. And with R. Kelly, I think a lot of us have been able to do that because it's like, oh wow, it's about the music. Again, I'm not saying it's right. But when the wife
Mhm.
does talk about the ex-wife, rather, when she talks about the legacy that is going to be left with the kids and the kids, like that's heartbreaking. Like that's so sad. And then at the same time, she's conflicted because then she, isn't standing in support of these women for speaking out and really, giving them such praise for their bravery, because that's a big thing.
Mhm.
To know that, like, I love this man once upon a time. That I like, my heart goes out to her. Like, I'm over here just listening to the music, but like, you lived with him.
Mhm.
And, right now, like, no, you're not supposed to love him. You're not supposed to, like, how do you tell their kids, like, don't mess with your father? Like, don't visit him. Don't say nothing to him. Like, ah, this is very sticky. And like she also said, had this been a white woman, this would have all happened like so much faster. And it just made me think about what recently was trending. MSNBC's Joy Reid made a comment when it came to this whole Gabby Petito case. And
Mhm.
she said basically, she coined, the whole saying that there's this missing white woman syndrome, which the PBS anchor Gwen Ifill had said. And it just basically suggests that in America, we
Mhm.
take more interest in white women, and then we neglect black. And
Mhm.
then so it kind of goes in lieu of what she said. Like, yeah, that's very true. Like, we see it every day. And when it came to this Gabby Petito, that was what it was all about. And then when it came to
Mhm.
our black news, because we do have other outlets, everybody, that we have to find each other for our black news.
Mhm.
There's so many missing young black girls, young black boys, like, and people have to hire their own private investigators.
Yep.
There's no care. There's a certain neglect that goes into our people, and that's the sad part about it. And for her to have pointed that out is so sad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm a firm believer in karma, and I believe that people you will get your just desert. So he will get what is coming to you, what is coming to him.
Hmm.
I don't know if he's facing life in jail or a lifetime sentence. And then there was some backlash. Of course, Bill Cosby has something to say about it. I heard that Chuck D from Public Enemy, just sort of this um ignorance and just ignoring the insurmountable facts, and
Hmm.
I'm looking at this facts as
Hmm.
to, what this man did and how he affected so many lives in such a negative manner. And we're still, they were talking about rehabilitation. And I'm like, I have never seen R. Kelly one time repent or say sorry or,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
talk about
Mm-mm.
any of this other than just to proclaim his innocence, even
Mm-hmm.
with all of the facts against him,
Mm-hmm.
all of the footage, all of the witnesses, um, everybody, and he's still proclaiming his innocence
Mm-hmm.
and splitting
And,
hairs. I was listening to some interview and he was like, splitting hairs, like, well, how young is too young, basically. Like, okay, all right, just
And and see, and I'm a little bit like eyebrow up on that factor, only because I know that R. Kelly's one of many men who don't consider themselves to be sick when they like younger girls. And hell,
mhm,
I go to the mall, yesterday, today, tomorrow, and guess what? A young girl's walking by with her Victoria's Secret sweatpants that say pink on the butt. And her mom bought
mhm,
her those, mind you, and she's about 13 with the shape of a 27-year-old. You dig? And
mhm,
guess who I saw pushing a stroller with his wife and kids staring at this young girl. Clearly,
mhm,
clearly, you know what I mean? So when I see that on the regular, I'm like, you see now, would you be wrong for, going to jail for something like that because you're checking for it? And if there was no law on it, would you be right behind this girl? So if there was no real law behind it, I believe a lot of men would be, sniffing behind, as they already do, young girls, 14 and even younger. I hate to say it. I
mhm.
see it regularly. R. Kelly
Yeah,
was just one who got caught and got caught up. And I think there's a lot of men that need to sit down because they're all guilty, to the same
mhm.
extent.
A
Hate to
lot of
tell.
sexual predators out here.
It's sick. And in-house too. What? In-house
Mhm,
too. What? Uncles? What? It is so common. So, let this R. Kelly be a public figure to what is, he's a
mhm,
representative for what a lot of, not all, a lot of men, have
mhm.
going on in their mind. So, and it's just sad because sometimes women become enablers. If you turn your cheek to it and you see it going on, then you're an enabler. If it's going on in your household, you know what I mean, and a child is speaking up, you're an enabler. If you're buying the clothes for her and she doesn't have the common sense to speak up and say, no, sir, you're wrong, then guess what, mom? You're an enabler.
I agree.
I'm just saying. So R. Kelly, yeah, he's dead wrong. But guess what? There's a lot of men, even in that courtroom, that you're guilty as shit too.
Yeah,
Anyway.
absolutely. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Moving on. What else we got here?
They're the pictures that we've all seen with at the border, the Haitian migrants that are making their way over. And guess what? We have the officers out there with whips on horses, and just how these migrants are being treated and what's happening with them today. Um, the images have gone viral, and
Mm-hmm.
my question is, I mean, who cares right now? What's being done?
What do you
Are
mean?
we? I'm just saying, who cares? Like, I feel as though I had people that I was talking to who were more upset with what's happening in Afghanistan than they are with what's happening with Haitians.
There's a disparity
Whoop.
disparity that's here. And and living in Florida, so there's an influx of both
Mhm,
here in the state, but you do see the different treatment. So right now there are images of Haitian migrants sheltering under a bridge in Del
mhm,
Rio, Texas,
yes.
and looking to come over here. The country has been hit. They've had
The
the hurricane,
earthquake.
the earthquake,
Mhm,
the stability of the economy.
mhm,
The president was just assassinated. There's so many different things going on, and I this whole thing with Biden. Biden has never really been a friend of mine, but
mhm,
he renewed the temporary protected status for Haitians
mhm,
earlier this year, where remember that was what Trump had revoked. It basically allowed migrants to stay in the United States, because of the conditions in their country being so bad. But
mhm,
right now, that policy only applies if you've been here. So it doesn't apply to those who are crossing the border. To get here. So, they're enacting this public health threat, the spread, talking about the spread of COVID-19.
mhm,
But you see how they're treating these migrants. You see how they're treating them. I mean, I don't see the difference between the slave master on the plantation with the whips
mm,
and
mm, mm,
chains,
mm, mm,
back
mm,
300-400 years ago, and as opposed to the scenes that I saw just a couple of days ago. There's no
mm,
difference.
mhm,
This is
mhm,
just egregious, but this is what we talk about, the value of life
mhm,
and how we treat people, not just Haitians and Afghanis and all this, but how we treat humans. And
mhm,
this is a perfect show of it.
mhm,
How
mhm,
what this is how we do. So
mhm.
I was so sad. It was just so sad to see. But again, not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Right.
This is border patrol. What's the difference between border patrol and what do they call the slave,
Slave
the
master?
one that rounds up the slaves?
I don't know. Slave master, I'm just thinking. But
However, I mean,
mhm,
what's the difference?
mhm, mhm. Yeah, but from what I'm seeing, this was very history book like visual. Like, oh my God, I'm looking at something I've seen in history for years. And what's today's date? I had to look like, what's today's
Hmm.
date? Like, oh my God. Like, and is that a baby in his arms? Is and her like, oh my, it was just the
Like
saddest
they
thing
got
to see.
whips.
And it
I
hits
didn't
different
even that
because these are my
on
brothers and
horses.
sisters. That's why it hits different. So
So
I
I'm
must
I'm
say,
hoping that they
I
fully
hate the fact that
investigate
we
this
always have
matter.
to say
Although
if they were
having
white,
a
but
lot
let's
of
be
faith
real
in
here.
that is
If
a
they
joke.
if it was the massive group of Jewish people coming over, um, and clearly Jewish, with the yarmulkes and curls, like the whole thing. We're Teanex, so we know.
Mhm.
And do you think they would have been treated that way? That's just a question to pose. You can take it how you want. That's a question to pose. If this was a Jewish community of people, Hasidic Jewish people coming over, would they have received this treatment, or would they have
Mhm.
been greeted at the border with tea and crumpets?
Yeah. I mean, we already know how they would have been treated. Definitely not like this. Not like animals. You know, waiting to be waiting under a bridge to be sent back to a
Hello.
country that we are fully responsible for, in so many ways, the fully responsible for the deterioration of Haiti. You know, I mean, you could go back historically as to why, after 200 years, they're still in such a this they're still in such a this disastrous uh condition. Whether it's the earthquakes, the natural disasters, having to pay for their own emancipation, pay back France, and I mean, this is, I get choked up because it's like this is what happens. This is what happens. Then we just go about our day, you know.
You know where we're at now, right? I know we get ratchet, we wake
Some
it
big
up,
old D up in the air.
we get
Mm,
ratchet again. But
about time.
we're versatile. All right, that's all I can
Mhm.
say. Our
We're
code switch,
mixed.
our we're we're by what do you call it? We're by we're bi. We're that means we can be ratchet and woke. We're bis. We're like
We're
what?
polys.
We're fluid. We're topic fluid.
Oh my gosh.
We're polyamorous. What do you mean? We do weekend D. We do that's my jam. We do
We love a
woke.
lot of things.
I go to listen. I go to Panera. I get the you pick two. The girl says, "Are you bi?" I said, "Yes, I'm getting both." That means I'm bi because I get the you pick two. Well, you like the bread, apple, or chips, bitch? Give them all to me, okay? So that makes you polyamorous. Well, I guess so. Find out a lot about yourself at Panera Bread.
Oh my gosh.
Bread, apple, or chips. Anyway, so the
Oh,
weekend D.
You got it going on. I used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips to the shit. Handle it like a real bitch. Have the hunter, Janet Jack me, take it in the bud.
Ooh, okay. This writer, okay, I'm a big fan of the show. I have a good question. I think that you ladies would be able to help me out with this. I've been sleeping with my coworker now for over a year. He is ready to go public, but I kind of like it this way. People not in our business and all. I'm afraid that he may want to break up and see this as me not ready to go to the next level. What should I do? Mm,
to be
mm,
honest.
mm,
So I'm getting like friends with benefits vibes here.
hmm,
That's I mean, she didn't give too much, but that's what I'm feeling like. This is not somebody she. And do you know how old? I mean, how old is she? I don't even know. I just
mm-mm.
okay. Not that it. All
Wouldn't
right. So
say.
the fact that she took the time to write this and she's having these second thoughts
Mm-hmm,
or third thoughts or whatever it is, that's her first mind. And her first mind is saying she's not ready
mm-hmm,
and she's not ready to go to the next level, which I guess is, y'all wearing the matching outfits to Six Flags. She's not
mm-hmm,
ready for that.
mm-hmm. Yeah, no, she's not ready.
So I'm in, been sleeping with a coworker. Like y'all work together, but okay.
Mm-hmm,
And it's been over a year. This is a. I mean, this is what's the step up from a fuck buddy? I don't know, but do you
mm-hmm,
know?
mm.
Like,
Polyamorous.
you know what I mean? I mean, I don't see this. She has not given any sort of like, okay, this is the man, I see myself with, or, raise a family. They're just having sex. Sounds like it's fun. And now somebody caught feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I don't want people in our business. I get that. I get that. But at the same time, is if you like things the way they are and he's looking to elevate things, then y'all are not connecting on the same level.
Okay.
And no?
No, I agree. I just know that the best part is when you have people at work that are sleeping together and they think nobody knows. That be the juiciest, best shit. If you have that one person at work, you could talk to and be like, "Girl, call me back later." And they think nobody knows. That is the best because it is gossip. I hate to tell you, girl, you already gone public and you don't even know the vibes you
Right.
give.
It is funny.
You don't even know, and that's the part. Like you think no. Oh, but then you do have those people who they tell you later on, like, "Yo, we've been getting it in for 5 years." You be like, "What? Oh my god, I never knew. Like I thought you loved your wife."
Mhm.
You have those people too, but no, 9 times out of 10, everybody already knows it. That's it's not one of those and nobody knows it
Yeah,
but
this is
me.
true.
No,
Ain't no
it's
part to
not.
part-time lovers. Stevie Wonder
Mm-mm,
part-time lovers. Like
no,
he gave
Tony
y'all
Rich.
game, and it still didn't work because two
It's
people could play that game. They
people know.
knew.
You see, y'all leaving, meeting later. Like, no, we saw it, but it is fun though. It can be. I will. Hey, it
Yeah.
can be a good time, and
Fun while it
ooh,
lasted, and that's pretty much what she needs to tell herself. Like it's fun while it lasted, but if this not where you want to go with it, then you need to get off the Ferris wheel right now.
but
Get off
it's been a
this roller
year.
coaster.
It's been a year. That's the other
Probably a
part I
year,
know.
some
It's
good
been a
dick,
year.
some really good dick, and
She just
now he
don't.
want to like tell everybody about it.
What? Okay, so what if she's just saying like I don't want people in our business. So in other words, like this is not for the people at work to know, but when we go and hang out like with your family and we take pictures with friends and stuff, like that's cool. Like what if she's okay with stuff like that, but she's just like I'm just not trying to bring it to the office party. Then can they keep that? Can it potentially still be a relationship that grows into
See, I'm
some
of the
years?
belief like no, it can't.
Mm.
I understand wanting to keep your home situation private, and
Mhm.
I get that part. But the way that I'm feeling, what she's saying is he's trying to make a fuck buddy into a housewife, or what's the next
Mm.
step? Like
Mm.
he's really trying to elevate their status, and she doesn't want that. They're having fun. She doesn't want it. I'm afraid that he wants to break up with me because I'm not ready. But the operative word there is the phrase is she's not ready. So regardless, so either you're gonna force yourself or you're not gonna force yourself. And
See,
I don't think you should force yourself being with somebody that you don't really want to be with like that. Because let me
well,
tell you, like if the dick is good and then all that other stuff fall into place, ain't nobody saying I don't want to go public, especially a female. Like no, we're not really saying that.
right. Well, yeah, I mean, I'll be the first to let you know.
Like we also let them hoes know. That's usually
Let them
let
hoes
all
know.
them hoes know.
Yeah, I, I understand the private part. I'm a very private person, but yet and I can be very introverted and have my moments. However, when she says she doesn't like people in her business, girl, I'm with you on that. Second of all, everything is not for the gram. Third of all, if he wants to break up with you, she says I don't want him to see this as, me not wanting to take it to the next level. So I think that she's conflicted with the I don't want people in our business, but I do want to take it to the next level. That's kind of what it sounds like she's saying. Like she's okay with taking it to the next level. She just doesn't want
Mhm.
people in their business.
Yeah, I'm not getting that part. I'm not seeing that part. I feel like
Mm,
she said what she said, and like I said, people always give their best. She's it's a little bit of confusion because she's like, I'm afraid that he's going to want to break up and
hmm
see it as me not ready to go to the next level.
hmm
But that's exactly what it is, though. I
Okay.
mean,
Okay.
you're not ready to go to the next level. You just said
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess when it is what it is,
She likes the way that it
you.
is. She says, I kind of like it this way,
She's like, I
which
like
is
this
all
my trench
secret.
coat.
Yeah.
I like my
Right.
trench
All of
coat.
that coming upstairs with a trench coat and your
I
undies
like
on. Like, I get it, but
I like my
you're
big
not trying to,
sunglasses.
yeah, you don't want nobody else to know.
She's like, I love the
Um,
hashtag Inspector Gadget coat. I love it when he
yeah,
calls me.
sis. But I think she should be honest and
Mm-hmm.
at least address what her fears are, and maybe maybe through a dialogue and a conversation that they can have. Once she addresses what her fears are, at least so that he knows, and maybe that's something that they can work out. Like maybe
Mm-hmm.
her fear is based on something that is not really because she didn't say what it was. She just doesn't want people in her business, but to what extent? Like what? Like you don't want him posting on Instagram, or you don't like what is it that you're not ready for? So maybe
Yeah.
a full conversation on what exactly is it, and possibly some sort of meeting halfway. But don't be
Yeah.
afraid.
Don't
Don't
be
be
afraid.
afraid to for her is, speak your truth. If this is
Yeah.
not what you want, this ain't what you
hmm
want.
And yeah, you know what? And be clear because if he's the guy right now, and I want to commend men who they are the ones to say it first. I want, this and that, and be clear with what they want and telling people like those dudes don't come all the time now. Some dudes are happy with the whole like let's keep this between us. The more I can play. So when like you said, let them hoes know. When he's like, look, I'm trying to let them hoes know. I really love you.
I
Look, I
really
really love
am.
you, and I'm just trying to let these hoes know, what it is. Like, because I'm out here. I'm out here and I love you. And like they in my DM, just like they in your DM. But we gotta let these hoes know, like, this is who I spend my quality time with. And I'm not trying to risk it all like Carmelo. I'm trying to do this with you. Girl, if you got a good one, don't be, let's not be a dum-dum now, because what's out there in them streets, I'm sure you should be well aware of what you might be going back out to. So I will say that. So take heed to that. Hold on a minute. If he is somebody who's making the initiative, that could be a really good dude. And if you are working together, that means he has a job. Okay. And that means if y'all spend more time outside of work and in work, that means he sounds like you get along pretty damn good. So there's some ambition on the table between you. You might have a great relationship in the making. Now be ready though, because if you break this off and say, okay, well, I'm done, right? Let's say hypothetically, like, I'm done. Let's not do this anymore. Well, then guess what? He may end up finding himself a girl who is ready to be public at any given time. And then you're going to be feeling real stupid at your cubicle. Like, bye guys, have a good weekend. You're going to feel it then. You're going to feel it then. So yeah, that's all I got. So yeah, so be clear. You're ready to go to the Christmas party and hold hands, or you're done for good. You got to pick one. Now's the year to pick it. There you go. Make it Christmas time, girl. Make it for Christmas.
Be clear. Decision. Be clear. Don't lead him on. I mean, I commend the brother for even wanting to, like, look, let's take this to the next level. I'm tired of being.
Yeah, I'm sorry it took me a minute, everybody. I'm like, hold on a minute. That's not something, that happens all the time. Usually we're the ones like, what are we doing? What is this? What are we doing?
What are we?
What are we? I mean, I'm here every night. Can I get a draw? Can I leave my toothbrush? Like, what are we doing?
Having to leave stuff a little here and there. This bitch left her toothpaste.
I left my headscarf, so I figured you knew that we were serious. That's what I leave, my headscarf in a heartbeat. You're like, bitch, you got 5 of them, but still, I left my good one there. So I just figured I'd be back tonight. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have to do stuff.
Pretty much. I'll get it when I come back. I'll get it when I come over.
When's that? Tomorrow? So yeah, you cut the games out. Just let's be clear. I like that. He want to know what it is and what it ain't. Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
Let him know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I think we gave sis some good advice.
I do too. High five.
Yeah. air high five.
Polyamorous. All right.
You're bye. Bye.
I mean, you pick 2. Okay.
I can do all things. Okay, so let's go to That's My Jam. This week is my jam. So I want to take y'all. Let me just talk about my love for Anthony Cruz. Anthony Cruz, better known by his stage name AZ, is an American rapper from Brooklyn, New York. You know, his mother's Dominican, his father's black, right?
Black. Okay.
Yeah. So we know him from always, he's always collaborating with Nas and The Firm, which The Firm is, if I had to pick top 10, one of my favorite albums, is definitely up there. That the album with Nas, Foxy Brown, Cormega, and Nature.
Phone tap.
There you go. Child.
I know.
That should have been the jam. So look, I believe AZ, and I'm sure you kind of arguably, he is one of the most underrated lyricists ever. I mean, you just gotta take a listen to just understand the depth, because go back to Do or Die. That was the album from, was that like 20 something years ago? That shit still rocks. So the song I want to talk about right now was produced by LES, and it features Miss Jones, remember, on the hook, doing the background vocals for Sugar Hill. And you remember it contained the sample of Sugar Free by Juicy. Remember that?
Yes.
So let me just say, this was a time in hip hop where, a lot of the old and new, they blended a lot of the old and new, because you're listening to these like, old albums that our grandparents listened to, you know what I'm saying? Our parents listened to, but they were bringing it into the now. So, you're listening to Sugar Hill, and in the background, it's the horns and it's the trumpets, it's the whole thing. It's the bass from Sugar Free by Juicy. And then remember, you used to see the video like, I know that beat. And that to me is such an important component of music, of hip hop, because it just kind of takes back, goes back to our roots and honors it in a way. So I love AZ for that, because if you listen to, he's got a new album now, Do or Die 2. which I love, and it's very nostalgic. So if you grew up at a certain time and you was a hip hop head like we were, you recognize those beats and that energy that comes from it. So my AZ is still out here winning in this game. Almost 50 years old, still doing it.
Okay, that's a good one. Now, I can't wait to hear that one. Did you have that? You had that rocking in the background when we got on.
I wanted you.
Yeah, and Miss Jones was shit. She was that was a dope.
We had family from Sugar Hill, so it was like, okay, so now before the movie came out, you know what that was about.
Yeah, that was a good collaboration. That was good. I like that. It's a long sipping on bubbly. Excuse me. Okay, yes. I got out of character a little bit.
Yes.
Good one. Yay. All right. So now we have reached the Support Black Business segment of the show. We believe in growing our economy and strengthening our communities by supporting products and services made for us by us. And today we are saluting Asada Soul Food Restaurant in Chatham, New Jersey. Miss Karima Singleton. Yay! She is the owner of Asada Soul Food, and she has indoor-outdoor dining. And this is on the main street in Chatham, New Jersey. Very, very nice area. I had the pleasure of having dinner with my husband at Asada's, and some good soul food is hard to come by. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I can make a mean French toast, and I hook up some breakfast. I know you do grits. Every sibling is the queen and a king of something.
I'm the queen of grits. Yes, I am.
This one right here is, I may just have to get you a gold chain that says Queen of Grits, and you like that idea already? Sounds cute, right? Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So we had our soul food. It was delicious. And, she's been doing her thing. And again, we just want to give this to Asada Soul Food, because when I tell you have to try it, good soul food is hard to come by. So you can reach her at www.asadasoulfood.com. That's ASAHDAS. And she's on IG, Facebook, and basically hit her up, support. Barbecue ribs, baked beans, mac and cheese, fried chicken. I had the meatloaf. We had the catfish. Good times, good food. Asada Singleton, support.
Absolutely. Love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all, look. I know we get here so fast, but we have come to the end. So please like, share, and subscribe to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast. You can listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Pandora. Wherever you listen to your podcast, I'm sure you can find us. Also, watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show on Island TV or on the Island TV app. And Shatara, what else we got to let them know?
Wah. I'm just kidding. I'm just so sad we're in. If you have a question for the Weekend D Report, or if you want to keep up to date on all my upcoming comedy shows, as well as our podcasts and TV events, then get social with us. Jump into our DMs. We want to talk to you. Follow us on Instagram at TwistPod. That's TWISPOD. You can go to our website at www.twistpod.com, and you can send us an email at that'swhatimsayingpodcast@gmail.com. As always, thank you all for listening. Stay healthy, stay well. Until next time, we love y'all.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.